Hi and welcome to Outwell. In this film I'm going to talk you through some of the features of the Hartford XL. You can see that the Hartford XL is a large dome style family tent and it sits in our deluxe collection. The fly sheet that we use on the Hartford XL is our OWS 4000. So this is a polyester material which is PU coated on the inside. It has fully taped seams and it has a hydrostatic head of 4000mm. The fabric has also been treated to make sure that it's going to be fire retardant as well. Around the outside of the tent you will find that we do have some ventilation at the bedroom compartments, and the frame of the tent is made up of these strong Duratec fiberglass poles, and you can see just at the top here that we colour code all of the pole sleeves on this tent to make it nice and simple for you to pitch. When we step around the front here we can see all the guy lines on the tent are all our Outwell luminous guy lines, and that's just to stop you from tripping over them. You can also see that each guy line has its own retainer system here, so when it comes to taking down the guy lines, taking down the tent rather, you can get the guy lines, wrap them up in our hands and pop them in here so that the next time we do use the tent, the guy lines will be very easily accessible. And then we can also see here that we have the innovative Outwell Wind Stabilizer System. Now this system is designed to directly attach the fly sheet onto the frame of the tent using these Velcro tabs, and when we use these at the top and at the bottom of all the poles around the tent and peg the guy lines out as we have done here, you'll find that that really increases the overall stability of the tent, making sure that you can even use it in high wind conditions as well. Another feature on here is the Outwell Easy Pegging System. That's a system that is made up of 3 different types of pegs that we supply with the tent. You have your anchor pegs here, which are solid steel. You then have the black plastic pegs to go on all the black pegging points around the side of the tent, and then you have the luminous pegs here to go with all the luminous guy lines, making sure that you get the right peg in the right place. When we step around the front of the tent you'll see that all these panels have mud valances across the bottom. That just allows any rainwater to run down the fly sheet and away from the front of your tent. When you do get round to the front entrance you can see here that it's of a good size. It's nice and wide and certainly very high, so you're able to walk in and out of here no problem and get all your bits and pieces through the door very easily. Nice feature on this one as well is that these 2 panels here can actually be rolled back and tied and toggled back at the sides to create an even more open front. When we step in here, this is our panorama room, and it's called the panorama room simply because it has all these windows going right the way around the front of the tent from one side all the way to the other. What that does is allow lots of light into the tent to increase the overall size and sense of space, but also gives you panoramic views out of your tent as well. Each of these windows has its own curtain, so if you do want a little bit more privacy or if there's too much light coming in, then what we can do is just untoggle the curtains at the bottom, and if we do that we can then either toggle them halfway up or we can close them completely as well. The ground sheet that we use in here is a double coated polyethylene material, so it's very tough and durable, and it's totally waterproof as well with a hydrostatic head of 10,000mm. The ground sheet actually just toggles in here very simply. It allows you to be able to take it in and out very easily for when you come to clean the ground sheet. When we step back into the main area of the tent, we can see that we have this dividing wall here to separate your panorama room from your living space at the back. You can see that it has large mesh panels on here, so that's going to allow for good ventilation. But if you want to, you can roll the door back completely and create one large living space, or obviously you can close it over completely as well. Stepping back into the main living compartment of the tent should get a really good sense of just how big this tent is. I'm 195 centimetres tall and I've got loads of head height here, and you can see around me plenty of space for tables and chairs or anything like that as well. You can see just above my head here we also have a skylight window to ensure that the living area is going to be nice and bright, but if you want you can also take that curtain and close that over as well. Also just above my head here, right in a good central location, is a lantern hanging point, and we then have cable ties which run away from that and down to a cable entry point which is going to allow your electrics into the tent without having to run any wires through the doors. So a nice feature of this tent is that we have vis-a-vis style bedrooms here, so we have a bedroom on one side, on the other side and at the back of the tent as well, and the tent will sleep up to 8 people. Every one of these bedrooms comes pre-attached, so that's a job that you don't need to worry about. And also, each bedroom has some storage pockets on the outside, some storage pockets on the inside, and large mesh ventilation panels on here, which correspond to the outside ventilation that I mentioned earlier on. You'll also see at the back of the tent we have another entrance here. Again, that has a mesh panel which can be dropped down as well. Or if you want to, what you can do is you can take that bedroom out, leaving 2 bedrooms and having even more living space within here as well. So optional extras for this tent include the carpet that you can see in this living space here. There's a footprint available to go under the whole tent as well. And that's all the features of our Hartford XL. Thanks for watching.